Personally, the way I work things in terms of movement is when you're stood up to the stumps, there are two fundamental movements. One is your leg side shuffle, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, and the second is a very small step to the offside with your outside foot. So if you're keeping to a right hander, your right foot can take a little step in order to reach further. Um, but in the grand scheme of things, what I found is that you can keep your movements efficient, um, and keep it to just those two if you're in a good enough base where you can distribute your weight. So the key thing for me, I would say, in terms of wicket keeping is our head and hands. If our head is in line with the ball and our hands are there as well, our chance of catching that ball is going to be significantly greater. And with our weight distributing, if we've got a nice solid base and we're able to rock our weight onto either our left foot or our right foot, the ground you can actually cover is quite significant. So I can be over here with all of my weight on my right leg and still be able to reach a ball that's on the tram lines to the wide line. But the same, if I go the other way, I can catch balls that are just past the leg stump without actually having to move. And that's where I talk about starting on that fourth, fifth stump line, where you can still comfortably see what's going on. I think a lot of people sort of get quite critical about that starting position, but unless a batter is stood on off stump or even past off stump, when you will need to move a little bit, other than that, that's a great place to start. And it means that leg side movement is reduced because you're already, you're close to the stumps anyway, so the amount of movement you have to make isn't that great. But also you've got enough room to be able to cover that offside cleanly. And yeah, everything else works with weight distribution and keeping your head and hands working together.